folks. Hey, thanks for coming and joining me today. My name's Eric Swenson, and you're cooking with the Dancing Chef. Just want to go ahead and start off, and I know we're in some tough times right now. If you need a reminder, feel free to check out Dave Kellen's website or go over to James Taylor's website. We want to make sure that we're washing our hands for 20 seconds, but he did a great rendition to Frozen Man. Definitely check that out. We want to make sure that we're clean, neat, and orderly throughout our cooking process to make sure that we're not getting anyone sick. Folks, just a little background on myself. I graduated from the Le Cordon Bleu Institute, Western Culinary Institute out in Portland, Oregon back in 2006. I've taken that and opened up a catering business, as well as then was an executive chef for Bella Lisboa for a short period of time. Today I want to just go through a simple procedure making fettuccine Alfredo. It's a great family meal and easy to do from scratch instead of going to the store and purchasing a bottle. I've got the water boiling right now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get our saute pan going as well. In the saute pan, we're going to go ahead and get that going roughly at about a medium to medium high heat. That's going to be for our chicken over here. Let me grab the chicken out of the refrigerator. On a full chicken Alfredo that I have right up here, I have our recipe posted. If you feel like providing any virtual tips, feel free to. You're more than welcome to. We're going to go ahead and use chicken tenderloins today. You can use chicken breasts if you prefer. I have some chicken tenderloins. We're going to season those with salt and pepper. You want to make sure that you're heavily seasoning your proteins to make sure that you get a good flavor profile with them. Flip them over, get the other side seasoned as well. Now to the pan, we want to go ahead and we want to add a little bit of our oil. Feel free to go ahead and use an olive oil. Feel free to use a grapeseed oil, sunflower oil. It's definitely up to your discretion. I have grapeseed oil at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and provide a little bit of oil there for our chicken breast. It's imperative that you use a hot pan when you're laying your chicken breast in there. So definitely make sure that that pan gets nice and hot. You'll start to see that by your oil starting to bubble a little bit. You don't want it to start frying. And you want to go ahead and place your chicken away from you when you're putting it down in the pan. So you get a nice little sear on it, as well as then any of the excess oil isn't going to splash up on you. At this point in time, we want to go ahead and we want to make sure that we add our fettuccine noodles to the water. Feel free to salt your water, and don't be shy with the salt. Your fettuccine noodles don't come seasoned, so you want to make sure that that water is nice and seasoned to go ahead and flavor those fettuccine noodles so every product that's going into the fettuccine Alfredo is seasoned. The regular recipe calls for 12 ounces. Like I said, I'm making a half portion for y'all today. We'll add our fettuccine noodles and we'll get those going. Chicken's working really hard right here. We're going to start our other pan over here. That's where we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook our sauce itself. Folks, this is a very, very simplistic meal to cook. Make sure that we get our noodles down in there. And really, you're just cooking everything at once so that you can time it all out. So therefore, in the end, everything's done at the same period of time. Now, I wanted to start off with something very simplistic for y'all. And then as we progress through these videos, we can dive into something a little bit more challenging and go into some deeper techniques that y'all can go ahead and try at home with the family. I know we're cooped up at the moment. I know we're all going through challenges. And some of you just haven't really had the opportunity to prepare a lot of food and maybe eat out more so than not. But at least I can provide you a couple meals that maybe you can go ahead and provide not only for yourself or your family to go ahead and change a few things up. A great way I like to go ahead and just feel the pan, make sure that it's getting hot. You don't want to use a cold pan again. You want to make sure that you're heating it up to roughly about a medium to a medium-high heat. I like to start off more on the medium-high level, concentrate on it, make sure that I'm bringing it down randomly to bring it to the temperature that I need in order to prepare the sauce. We can take a look at our chicken here. It's starting to get a little bit of color on them, which is fantastic. And at the moment over here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our butter to our pan. Going to let that start to render down. That's working out really nice. Folks, it's important that when we are cooking our chicken that we do cook it to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. Folks, you never want to go ahead and serve a raw chicken. It's a great way to go ahead and get somebody sick. We've got these up to a nice, beautiful golden brown color, so I'm going to go ahead and flip those over. Our butter has melted down. At this moment in time, we're going to go ahead and add in our heavy cream. Nice, beautiful heavy cream. It's going to be nice and thick, nice and rich. Give you that great flavor profile that you're looking for. Now we want to go ahead and we want to bring this up to a boil and down to a simmer. Bring to a boil, down to a simmer. You're going to see that technique utilized a lot in our cooking process as we proceed on with these videos. We've got that going. I'm going to add a pinch of nutmeg. And just brings out a nice rounded flavor profile there. We've got that going and boiling up really nice here. Roughly gonna get that boiling for 3 to 4 minutes or so. And really what that's doing is that's thickening up that cream. It's really reducing it down a little bit. And you're going to add in that Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese, and that's really going to go ahead and fortify it and really make it into that nice sauce that you're looking for. It's important that when you're cooking your fettuccine noodles, you want to go ahead and make those al dente. You don't want to overcook those noodles and end up with a really soft, mushy noodle. You want there to be a little bit of bite in there and a little bit of texture. We've roughly gone about a couple minutes here, and I'm going to go ahead and add the Parmigiano-Reggiano in there. Get a nice sprinkle of Parmigiano-Reggiano, and you want to go ahead and make sure that you're stirring that in. Drop this down to roughly about a medium. Let that incorporate. That sauce is going to go ahead and cook out for another couple minutes or so here. Definitely don't want to go ahead and cook it too far down. Great way to test your noodles is a lot of people throw them up against the wall, and if they stick, a lot of times it's done. I'm one that likes to pull them apart. If they pull apart with a little bit of snap, you're sitting good. At this moment, I'm going to go ahead and shut off our Alfredo sauce. We've gotten a nice thickness, definitely coating the back of the spoon here, which is fantastic. Let's check our chicken over here. Got some beautiful, gorgeous color on that chicken there. And really at the moment we're waiting on our fettuccine noodles to finish up cooking. We're going to drop those fettuccine noodles into the pasta, incorporate the sauce around the fettuccine noodles, and add our chicken on top at the end. Like I said, very simplistic dish, very fast to make. You can make this dish in roughly about 15 minutes or so. It's great for the families. I think your children are going to love this. At the moment here, I'm going to strain out our pasta. Strain this pasta out. In one more minute. It still needs another minute to go ahead and finish up. It's not a problem at all. Turn this chicken down. Chicken's actually to a nice temperature right now. And really all we're doing is we're waiting to go ahead and finally put this together. So, the greatest thing about a fettuccine Alfredo is you're more than welcome to add other products to it. I decided to just do a simplistic fettuccine Alfredo today and do the basics. But you're more than welcome to add mushrooms to it. You're more than welcome to add your broccoli to it as well. Those are two favorites and two popular items. But also asparagus is another great one to add to it. And I always love pairing up some Brussels sprouts on the side with it. And we'll go over a nice recipe of that down the road as well. All right. And I would love to have an opportunity to hear some ideas from people as we progress and move forward of some different recipes that you're struggling with at home or you're interested in learning about. I'd really love to take the time to teach you a few techniques as well that I've learned over my career that have assisted me in the kitchen. One major important aspect of it is stay clean, stay neat and orderly, and have your mise en place ready. Mise en place is have all of your items available and ready for you so you can prepare them as you go without having to search for those items around the kitchen. Let's try another one of these Alfredo noodles. It's right about there. I'm going to go ahead and do it for service purposes. If you ever think that your sauce isn't thick enough, you can always utilize a little bit of your water from cooking your noodles. You get that extra starch that is still in there in the water, and that'll go ahead and thicken your sauce up a little bit instead of just using milk or water. So at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a few of our noodles. I'm going to dress them in our sauce. And grab a plate out of the cabinet. And I like to do a twirling motion with the pasta. Piece of our chicken here. Nice and juicy, perfectly cooked through. We cooked it until the juices ran clear, which is another great way to determine whether or not your product is finished or not, other than the 165-degree temperature. And we're going to top this off with some fresh parsley at the end, or fresh basil, based on your likings. Folks, here is your basic 101 chicken Alfredo that I hope you can enjoy with your family. Thank you for being here, cooking with the Dancing Chef. And as we progress, I will go ahead and incorporate a few dance moves of my own to go ahead and make you happy. Have fun cooking, have a great time, wash your hands, and stay safe out there.